Okay. Hello, City of Houston. This is my house. The City of Houston, for our meeting, wanted an overview, a walk through my entire house. These are some new plants. Hopefully they'll live. They'll have to live without water, since the City of Houston still has not fixed the water problem. They did 2 months ago replace the meter, and that definitely helped. You can see, even with absolutely no watering of any kind, the lettuce seems to have made it. As with the roses, I've done lots of fertilizer, but no watering. Just no watering at all because of the $950 water bills and $800 bills. So this is my house, and you can see my neighbors, my other neighbors, the trash. You can see from the front of my house, there's just no reason why I would ever have even a $100 water bill. Certainly not a $950 water bill. And here's Gene Wu's sign. He says he's trying to help me, and I really appreciate that. He's already contacted some people, I guess, with the city to help. But all these plants, see these snapdragons here, right here, they should be very, very tall. But with no water, you can't expect them to be very tall at all. So now we're going to look at the meter. You can see some plants lived, like this rose, these pansies. Why they lived, no one knows. But then that rose bush right there should be enormous, or at least the size of a small dog or a medium-sized dog, but it looks dead. So now we're just going to look at the meter real quick. Favorite activity at my house since my $950 water bills. Getting this thing off is sometimes a pain. Okie dokie, here we go. Alright, what does it read? Well, look at that. Oh, hopefully you can see this. It says right here 7,000 gallons. So in 2 months, I've used supposedly 7,750. Of course, when they replaced the meter, they had to run some water and stuff like that. I mean, that's normal. But if you can see, I don't know if that cap thing there is normal. That's weird. Anyway, they replaced this device they call an ERT, I believe. And it seems to be sending the readings right. I asked them to test the old ERT, and they told me that they can't possibly test it. I guess they can install it and they can take bad readings, but they can't test something. But I want you to look at the little red dials. Do you notice how they don't move? And on the other videos, you see them moving. This is a new meter. And I'm so happy that some wonderful people in the mayor's office got the City of Houston to replace that. So just for a recap, there were breaks, which the City of Houston will not give me the information on, but there were like 12 breaks or more, a big one right there. But up and down this street, lots of damage from the drought, which partially can be expected, but the city did not take care of things in a timely fashion at all, and they certainly have overcharged me by more than $3,000 for water I didn't use. But by giving me a new meter, which I've been begging for and asking for many, many, many months, you can see I've used less water in the last 2 months than it used to. The meter was reading I was using this amount like in a day, or in 1 to 2 days, and that's what I use in 1 to 2 months. So now, just to make the city hearing people happy, so they can see an exact walkthrough. I'm turning around. If you remember, here's the trees, good rows, bad rows. Walking to my backyard, you can see how so much of my grass was killed. It's never, come back. And that's why these two pieces exist, because you see the three little areas, all that grass died. It all died because of the drought and that I couldn't water. And so I just dug it all up because I don't want my house looking terrible. And I then, okay, so here's the water shut off thingy. So that's where you always shut off the water. But anyway, you can see there's just nothing going on here. But like I was saying, I dug those up because they looked truly terrible. So here we're walking into my backyard, which I hate that I'm going to have to put this on the web, but I really want the city to give me my $3,000 back. And you can just see there's no water at all. And these things are called risers, and the plumber people have dug each and every one of these up over the months to look and see that there was no leak and that the right pressure was there, and it always has been. And miracle of miracles, these plants chose to grow. Look at that beautiful hibiscus. It's getting no water. I don't give anything any water at any time ever. I don't know if that's a plant or a weed, but anyway. And if you look over here, here's a rose bush that is twice as tall as me. And here are beans that are trying to be Jack and the Beanstalk and climb my roof. But these beans, while they look real pretty from a distance, you can see that they're not very healthy because they have no water, and obviously they should. And here are these tomato plants starting to flower. If I could water them, they would be doing a lot better. But I just want you to very briefly see my entire backyard. So there's a tree, there's a crazy lantana that's enormous. I don't know why it grows like that, but it's great. There's these oleanders, and these would normally be very, very much taller than the fence. It's just the drought and the fact that they used to get maybe water every couple of days, 3-4 days. But now there's been no watering of any kind because the city owes me at least $3,000. Now see, here's a fence, which is the fence in my backyard. And you notice all that light coming from back there? There's a parking lot there. So we get plenty of water because anytime it rains, this entire area is just gushing with water. Most of my neighbors have to have a pump and pump water into the street or what have you. I don't because I have a French drain. So here's this, and you can see the rest of my house. It's a sunroom. That's the garage, the back of it. And you can see here, those were the beans and peas, and this is peas and weeds and cilantro reflowering or whatever. If you remember where the garden was that had all of the cucumbers, this is it. All the cucumbers are gone. Everything is dead. Some of these pepper plants seem to be trying to live, and I sure hope they do. And then here's those are some roses and other things that need to be planted. I might just throw them away because without water it's hopeless. So, if you remember the vincas, they were enormous. There's just a few that have made it, but they're nice. The rest are really weeds. But none of this has been watered in many, 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 many months. So I just try to kill the weeds. But the city of Houston, for our administrative hearing on how they need to refund my money, they wanted to see my yard. And they wanted to see everything. So that's the entire house. That's everything. And the bottom line is, I have no pool, I have no car wash, I have no way I could have ever used 42,000 gallons of water, 77,000 gallons. I never should have had any kind of water bill. Maybe $60, maybe $80. It just doesn't really make any sense. And so I'm certainly asking for Gene Wu and other representatives to help me get my money back. I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.